What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a Deadpool and Wolverine ramble. We're going to be doing a full spoiler talk about the movie. We're also going to be doing some gum chewing. And a little bit of tapping. Now, let's go ahead and start from the beginning of the film. The little bit of stuff that you needed to know was that Fox was bought by Disney. Jesus Christ, I am very sweaty right now. I just came inside from cleaning the windows of the car. The windshields. It is very hot outside. So, the movie starts off, and exactly like how everybody thought. How is this movie gonna work if Wolverine died in Logan? And so, the movie starts with Deadpool massacring TVA agents. And that scene with the Bye 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 song was amazing. I love that whole sequence. I loved it more than the first Deadpool and the second Deadpool with the Celine Dion. The first Deadpool was pretty good, and then the sequence with the credits. I think this one's my favorite. Just, it was the full song. For some people, like my brother, it was too much, but for me, I enjoyed it for what it was, right? And so, we take a step back, and Deadpool goes on and he explains how, I really liked the beginning. It really hooked me in, and then when Deadpool's explaining, by the time he's done explaining to how they were gonna do the thing without ruining Logan, it cuts back, and it's like, oh shit. So that's what's going on. And he's pretty much trying to find a Wolverine that will help him keep his timeline in check, pretty much. Which that was a good first 20 minutes of the movie. And then when the plot picks up, once he finally finds Wolverine, the one with the costume, my favorite part of the movie was that whole sequence where he's going through different timelines, not different multiverses, or different universes, Wolverines, and he finds like various amounts of versions of comic book versions, like that are true to the comic. They have like the Days of Apocalypse. They have the Wolverine that fought the Hulk in the same costume. They have Wolverine when he was crucified on the X. He's saved by Jubilee in that comic. What else? They had the short Wolverine. I think that shows that the short Wolverine would just not work now. I feel like Wolverine is now, it has to be a tall guy, like the one that worked the most, the Cavalrine. Now, if you guys didn't get that, the Cavalrine joke, that's because the guy that plays the Cavalrine, that was the actor that played Superman. And so, if you remember, if anybody watched Black Adam, nobody watched Black Adam, but if anybody watched Black Adam, they show at the end of Black Adam the post-credit scene. It's actually, it shows Henry Cavill's Superman, and then it led to nothing because now James Gunn's gonna make his own Superman movie, and he recasted Superman, so that's that. But he played a decent Wolverine. I like the chuck, and he fucking charges up the nails. That was pretty sick. And he actually moves Deadpool forward in the story. He punches him right into the Wolverine that we're actually gonna meet and we're gonna use. So that was really creative from the director to use that cameo to actually keep the story going. None of the cameos felt like, oh my god, it's a cameo. None of them felt like that. But what I do think they could have done better was they could have. What could have they have done better? I feel like they said I mean, I get it's a rated R movie, but they said the F word a lot of times for no reason. I'm a bit parched. But then, once Deadpool and Wolverine get into the void, another part that I thought was really funny was when they're saying that it's the worst Wolverine. It's the worst Wolverine, and they had played a clip of Logan, and it's like they had watched it a bunch of times in that office of the TVA, and says, "Oh, so this is what it feels like. Oh, so this is what." Well, of course, like they see everything out of time, but for us as a viewer, we're like, "Oh my god, that was an incredible scene." And so they get sent to the void because they are not trying to go along with the DVA's plan of destroying Wade's timeline. And so Deadpool's universe was gonna get destroyed because I'm pretty sure you guys watched the movie. It's already made 800 million by the time I'm making this video. It made 800 million worldwide, meaning it's on its way to make $1 billion, and it's rated R. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Deadpool reference. Hugh Jackman, until he's 90, those abs, oh my god. Okay, so getting back on track with the film. We get to the void, and then we get the cameo of cameos. Chris Evans shows up, and we're all led to believe he's Captain America, but not me, because I grew up watching these Marvel movies. I knew exactly who he was. He was gonna be the Human Torch. Instead, Deadpool's like, he's gonna say it. Avengers, and then he says flame on. He's like, what the shit? What does that even mean? That was hype. They even de-aged Chris Evans' face. I don't know if you guys noticed. They used CGI on his face. That's crazy, huh? It's kind of wild. And so let's see. They get taken to Cassandra. Cassandra absolutely kills the Human Torch, shredding his skin off his body. That was incredible. I like the shock value, but then at the same time, it was played for a good joke. He knows what he was doing for the budget, or he knows what he was doing to the budget. Can't keep him along too long. And then that was my least favorite Chris, which makes me wonder. I think Chris Hemsworth is his favorite Chris because every time Deadpool kept waking up, he would say, "Thor, Lord of Lightning, something related with Thor." So I thought that was neat. So why was Thor crying? We're gonna answer that question in Secret Wars probably. Deadpool and Chris Hemsworth playing off together. I think that's gonna go really good. Ryan Reynolds and Chris Hemsworth probably have some good chemistry on camera. I haven't seen it, but they are very good with their comedic timing. Thor: Love and Thunder wasn't good for some people, but I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Moving on, they get to the void. Wolverine and Deadpool fight. They cut off the head of Sabretooth. That's a kind of a throwback Easter egg because Sabretooth tells Wolverine in X-Men Origins, he's like, "Do you even know how to kill me?" And then he's like, Logan says, "I'll cut your goddamn head off." And so he did cut the goddamn head off, and I guess it worked, even though it wasn't the version of Liev Schreiber. It was the original Sabretooth. I'll pop that in my mouth. And so then, beautiful part. They get taken out by that freaking, I think it's a Sentinel leg. Bah! Smacks him right in the face. Well, that's already when they got captured. My bad. I messed up. They get hit by the thing because Human Torch gets taken out by fucking Pyro, which some people were complaining that Pyro was strong enough to take down the Human Torch. But hey, it's whoever writes the goddamn movie. Whoever writes the movie is who's in charge. And that's why, in X-Men 3, The Last Stand, they show that Pyro was pretty strong. He was strong enough for Magneto to want to take him to his side in X-Men 2, so I kind of agree. Plus he knows what he was doing to the budget. They get taken to Cassandra, then they escape by using that same Sentinel leg that smashed them in the face. They escape, they jump on Logan and Wolverine. Not Logan and Wolverine. Logan and Deadpool. They jump onto that leg. They land on top of the mountain. I've seen the movie 3 times already. I've seen the movie 3 times already, and I think I think the joke, it grew on me every single time that I watched it. And so, I think that Deadpool, the dog pool joke, it really worked with me. By the third time, I caught myself saying, "Oh, what a cute dog." It's not a cute dog, bro. It's an ugly ass dog. It was literally voted the ugliest dog in the UK, which, that's kind of rude. Why are you guys voting on who the rudest dog is? Who the ugliest dog is? And then we get to see the owner of the ugly ass dog. It's a fucking perfect version of Ryan Reynolds with long hair. Nice pull. Sorry. And so the nice pull, he doesn't have a messed up face, so he doesn't wear a mask. It's Ryan Reynolds. Beautiful face, long hair. Which that's played for a joke later in the movie for Van Wilder. Instead, it's a joke on Van Wilder, the character. He calls him Milder because he's mild. And then he's like, "Oh, I can gently tap the fourth wall instead of breaking it," because he's nice poo. He gently taps it instead of breaking it. He taps the fourth wall. He's like, "The proposal." And if you didn't notice, the proposal face that he makes is the same exact face on the poster of the proposal, which insane cameo. Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy Deadpool. Goddamn, Peterson. He's a legend in all our universes. We also got Blake Lively playing Lady Deadpool, which, by the creator of Deadpool, he and his wife were watching Gossip Girl when he created the character of Lady Deadpool, and it comes full circle. Blake Lively now playing Lady Deadpool on a character that was based off of her. That's insane. Now, I don't know if that's real. I saw it on an article, and I'm pretty sure that article is not lying. Anyways, moving on. They start the sequence where they find Nice Pool. Anyways, Nice Pool shares the car, right? He's like, "Oh, I have a Honda Odyssey," and that's played for a joke that earlier in the movie has been like, because Wade now sells used cars, and then he says that the Odyssey is a shitty car, but then it ends up that Nice Pool has an Odyssey. He lets him borrow it. He ends up fighting with Wolverine in the car, which that whole sequence was amazing. What he says? One more word, and then Deadpool goes gubernatorial, something like that, which means like of head of state or of holding governor position, something like that. Which I immediately I was like, what is he saying? Because everybody's laughing in the theater, you can't really hear sometimes. Which that scene leads into X-23 taking them away because they passed out from fighting. They passed out from fighting. And so Daphne Keene goes ahead and she takes them into their lair because she believes that they can help, I guess, to move the plot along, right? Deadpool wakes up, Thor, and then Wolverine's like, "I like it here." He's drinking. Little do we know whose alcohol he's drinking. And then we start with the cameo fest. Deadpool walks near the door. Elektra walks in. Boom, Jennifer Gardner. And then boom, Wesley Snipes. And then boom, Channing Tatum as the Gambit. And they all proceed to make their little jokes, which I really enjoyed all the jokes as. Like the Gambit joke saying that he was born in the void. Some people didn't know them. And then the Blade Legacy, I like that. They had a nice ending. It leaves a nice taste in your mouth. Those characters, because they actually were like the beginning Marvel movies, you know. And so at the end of the day, all the cameos worked for me. And then we have Laura walking at the end. Deadpool's like, "That's the one I told you about, Logan," because he had told Logan how his rather than showing us, because they don't show anything. They just like, they go in his head. Once Cassandra Nova goes in his head, she sees like all the grays, which is like very comic accurate, which I like that part. And so then, moving on with the plot. They go back. They tell him we can go back. Oh, I like that little Daredevil joke with the Elektra. He's like, do we have Magneto? And then they're like, nope, she killed him too. Cassandra Nova she's quick with it. Which I thought that was pretty funny that they explained that Magneto's not there and that Chuck's not there because she's killed all their variants. That's hilarious. Elektra being okay with Ben Affleck's Daredevil being dead, that's freaking hilarious too. And then Blade's joke about there only being one Blade. Now the reason there's many layers to that joke is because there's been a Blade movie in development for a long time now. And I don't know if it's gonna have the same actor. Mahershala Ali, he signed up like a long time ago, and I don't know, they've changed directors and scriptwriters so many times. I don't know if that movie's even gonna get made. But overall, I think that joke was played really well. Like, Deadpool looks right into the camera like, does this guy know they're gonna make a new Blade movie? Or was it like, he's looking at the camera like, yeah, there actually is one Blade. So, that sequence was amazing. When they get off the car and then Wolverine's in the back trunk, he was actually hiding the whole time. That was pretty funny. What else happens? They get up there, they put on Juggernaut's helmet. The way that Juggernaut's helmet got taken off was by Laura slicing off his Achilles. That was amazing. That part, she was cool as fuck. She throws the bag up. It lands. Deadpool catches it. You see his hand. But by that point, Wolverine is like being mind controlled by Cassandra. And then Deadpool puts that shit on Cassandra. They're able to freaking take away her powers. They're like, you gotta send us out of here. She's like, no, I'm not. You take this off, I'm gonna kill you. That shit's so freaking hilarious. They played it for a very good joke, a very comical joke. And then, what ended up happening, she gets taken out. She doesn't get taken out. She gets taken out by Pyro. And, he starts giving his bullshit ass speech, which you're meant to be like rolling your eyes. And, we end up, Wolverine punches him in the face. He's like, not everybody gets a speech. She helps him get back to their timeline. And by the time she helps him get back to the timeline, she waits for Pyro to wake up. Pyro tells him why he tried to kill her, which is because Paradox, the guy that was telling Deadpool that to get, to join the MCU, pretty much he was gonna rip the timeline apart, and also he was gonna get Pyro out of the void if he killed Cassandra, because she was a wild card, I guess. And she finds out about his time ripper. She gets out of the void with the little sling, Doctor Strange circles, like the one she opened for Logan and Deadpool. That whole sequence happens with she then comes to the universe where they have the time ripper, and they explain that down like the train station part down in Deadpool's universe was an outpost for the TVA, so that's why she went to that part. And then all the Deadpool variants, they come to the Deadpool timeline, they all fight, and Peter gets them out of it. That was an amazing sequence when Wolverine puts on his mask. That was a beautiful sequence. I really love that part. And then the Madonna queuing up, when I call your name, it's just a little prayer, I'm down on mine. Beautiful, beautiful sequence. I love that part of the movie. Especially the very end where they grab hands and then Wolverine's claws shoot out and his shirt just explodes and you see his abs till he's 90. Anyways, that joke was amazing. The till he's 90s joke is amazing. I also love the music. The soundtrack of this movie is amazing. The Irish song with the Go Girls, the Grease song, the Lady in Red song. It's all great. Madonna is like a prayer song. That is beautiful. So then, moving forward, they get rid of the Deadpool core by the TVA. Probably got there and sent them all back because Peter had some good exposition. He's like, no, this one's with me, because they had been getting rid of all the Deadpools. I think the TVA showed up for sure. They were like, yo, let's get rid of all these Deadpools, send them back to the void. And so Peter gets hit on by Hunter B-15. That was kind of funny. Paradox is like, what the fuck is going on? That was a good use of the F word right there. That was a good one. And that's good. The movie ends with them getting shawarma, which is a nice little callback to the Avengers. You know, the Avengers discovered shawarma. That was beautiful. What else? Logan ends up staying with Deadpool and Al. That's a nice spot. Give me the fucking dog. Talk to the girl. That's a good use of the F word too. And you know what? I take back my. The F word was just used right, just enough. You know. Now, where do I rank this movie? This MCU movie it's amazing because it's the first rated R movie that is in the MCU timeline. And well, I guess Deadpool is in the MCU timeline now, right? All those count, but it's just a separate timeline. Wow, that's a nice way to think about it, huh? And you know what's crazy is Deadpool. If Deadpool would have joined the Avengers before, because they show the date. They show the date in the beginning of the movie, he uses Cable's device to go to the Earth 616, that's the main timeline. He goes to the main timeline before Infinity War. So if you think about it, if they would have took Deadpool before Deadpool didn't get snapped. He was there. I don't know if they would have wrote it that he got snapped, but that would have been a good plot device right there. I don't know. I mean, you know, they couldn't use him, but because of like the Fox deal and the Disney, but like literally Deadpool 2 opened 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War. And so that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Deadpool 2 opening. Let me fact check myself. Let's see. Infinity War. Date. April 27, 2018. Yeah. April 27, 2018 was Avengers Infinity War. Deadpool 2 dropped May 18, 2018. It dropped 2 weeks after Infinity War. Why? Why did it drop 2 weeks after Infinity War? I don't know. I do know. You know why? It was because another movie had just gotten dropped. Before. I'm blanking right now, but that's crazy that they dropped Deadpool 2. And keep in mind, Thanos is played by the same actor, Josh Brolin. So he had 2 movies come out 2 weeks separate. He won anyways. Good for Josh Brolin. But, I mean, that's funny that they used that. They showed the date, and it's like, wait, it's before the Avengers. It's before the Avengers Infinity War movie. So it's like, they could have had a timeline jumper, and they could have saved the Avengers like that. That would have been amazing. Pop another one in my mouth. And like I said, a little bit of hand sounds. It's my AC kicking on. And now, for sure, for this phase, this is the best Marvel movie. I think this is my favorite Marvel movie just because overall. Deadpool and Wolverine are in it, and it's very meta. Like the Henry Cavill being in there. They showed Wolverine versus the Hulk. They showed they showed short Wolverine. They showed all. It's just amazing. Wolverine's like one of my favorite superheroes. When I was little, I would put on like what's it called? I would pretend to have claws. I would go around and I would get like the kitchen knives, which like the butter knives, and I would put them like if they were Wolverine claws. That's when I was trying to be realistic. Most of the time, I would just get like the ear cleaners, the cotton ones, and I would put them in my hands. I'd be like, I'm Wolverine. Run around with no shirt, and I just have them. I'd be like, they're the bone claws, like in Wolverine Origins when he has bone claws. I know not a lot of people like that one, but let's accept the fact that it's part of the timeline. Now, that version of Deadpool was so ass. Ryan Reynolds himself makes so many jokes about it in the first and in the second one. It's amazing. Which I think was a great idea. Now, for the first Deadpool, it's amazing that it got leaked. That's the storage. Let me see. Let me give you guys my now for phase 1. There was Iron Man, which came out in 2008. The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The Avengers, and for me, my favorite one right there, it has to be Iron Man, then The Avengers, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man 2, and then Thor. Thor's kind of slow for me, but I really enjoy it for what it is too. Because it also gives us the villain for the Avengers movie, so that was very good. I actually quick fun fact. I was 6 when Iron Man came out, and I fell asleep in theaters when watching it. True story. I fell asleep. I watched Iron Man in theaters. I watched The Incredible Hulk in theaters. I watched Iron Man 2 in theaters. I did not watch Thor or Captain America or The Avengers in theater. Now the reason being is in 2011 I had moved. And I had moved to a new town and I didn't know what the movie theater was like. My parents didn't know, so we didn't go watch those. My first movie that I watched in the town that I moved was Lorax. Fun fact. Now, for phase 2, we get Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. Now, looking back, I love Iron Man 3. They did an amazing job with the because it's a story that concentrates on Iron Man's PTSD, and it's very good. I enjoyed the storytelling, and it gives a character development. And let's see, my second favorite movie here on the list is Captain America: The Winter Soldier, because the action is intense in this movie. I think the Russo brothers did an amazing job making it a spy thriller. That really did wonders for me, and I like that they're coming back for Dooms. That's another big news we could talk about. I'm gonna just keep yapping. Okay, so we have Captain America. As I said, I like the action in that. The story's very good. The worst movie on this list is definitely gonna be Thor: The Dark World, and the Thor second sequel is just bad. I don't really like it. I don't know what about it. I just get, you know, popular consensus is that it was popular, that it was slow, it had a boring villain, a forgettable villain. I bet you can't even remember the villain. His name is Malekith, and he is a dark elf, which I bet you did not remember. You're gonna have to, I bet you probably skipped Thor to the Dark World. Anyways, that was the last one for sure. So Iron Man 3, Captain America, which for other people it would be Captain America and Iron Man 3, but I'm an Iron Man fan, so I like Iron Man 3, Captain America. And then we're gonna go Guardians of the Galaxy. The soundtrack, the first Guardians was amazing. I love that movie. Hold on, what? We're back. Guardians of the Galaxy, amazing movie. Right after Guardians, I'd say Ant-Man. It was a good one-off movie. It builds lore. It built lore for the movie, for the past. I like how it started and it showed Hank Pym, and then it used Scott Lang's character actually. We move on to Phase 3. We got Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Endgame, and Spider-Man: Far From Home. Now, these are all bangers, except these are the ones I got gripes with. It starts really good. Let's just rate them. Alright, let's rate them 1 out of 10. Captain America: Civil War. The personal conflicts between Iron Man and Captain America knowing that Bucky killed Iron Man's parents, but not ever telling him. That's amazing. I really like how they played to that. And, you know, whoa, this whispering is way much better, right? Now, that's a part that I really love about Captain America: Civil War. That also introduces Spider-Man into the universe. Iron Man goes looking for Spider-Man, and that was beautiful. Doctor Strange, beautiful movie. I love the beginning of the movie. I love how it shows that he's a doctor, that like he was just so on top of everything, and how he loses everything. It's crazy. The villain's kind of forgettable, but like the villain's so forgettable that people wanted him to play Doctor Doom. I mean, yeah, Doctor Doom, yeah. Mads Mikkelsen was the villain. Caecilius. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Oh, okay, so Captain America: Civil War, 1 out of 10. I'll give it an 8. Doctor Strange, the first one, I'll give it a 7. Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'll give it a 7. It's called Homecoming. It was the first Marvel movie that Spider-Man got back into the MCU, and it was very good, but I don't know, I like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man more. That's just my preference. Just because this one's in the MCU, and they kind of made him like Iron Man Jr., but now they're kind of restarting by having everybody forget who Spider-Man was. Or, I mean, who Peter Parker was. Which that's going to help, because now nobody's going to give a fuck about Spider-Man. Thor: Ragnarok. For Thor: Ragnarok, I think that is an 8 out of 10 movie. Very good, very funny. Taika Waititi messed up with Thor: Love and Thunder, but Thor: Ragnarok is where they hit gold. I mean, lightning in a bottle. Thunder, if you wanna, thunder. The Thor. Black Panther, beautiful cultural elements and scenery in Wakanda. I love that. The villain, Killmonger, was very good. Too bad that Chadwick Boseman is not with us any longer. Which Wakanda was very important for the next movie. Oh, by the way, Black Panther, I give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Avengers: Infinity War. not that important. Captain Marvel, 5 out of 10. I'm being generous. Avengers Endgame, 8 out of 10. It's very long. I mean, I love every second of it, but it's very long. I feel like everybody thinks that Avengers Endgame starts when fucking Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man are all getting ready to fight with Thanos at the end. Which, that's the last hour of the movie. We're gonna have to wrap it up here. Spider-Man Far From Home, which is like the tail end of Phase 3, because it really ended with Endgame, but they needed to throw in that Spider-Man sequel because Spider-Man, it was really sad that Iron Man died, I guess. I liked it. Could have been better. They really hit gold with that last one, Spider-Man No Way Home. That one was really good. Phase 4 and beyond, we got WandaVision, amazing storytelling. I'll give that one like a 7 out of 10. I really like what they did with Wanda's character. Then we got the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love how that ended. I'm looking forward to Captain America 4. I'll give that a 7 out of 10 as well. Loki season 1 and 2. Very good. It laid the groundwork for the multiverse and Deadpool and Wolverine. I like that Easter egg of, Goliath season 1 episode 5. That was very good from Deadpool. Black Widow. Family dynamics were very good. I like the character of the Red Guardian and Yelena Belova. I love that they're going to come back in the Thunderbolts. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I love that movie. I'll give that movie an 8 out of 10. Black Widow, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. I really like the beginning sequence showing how all the women get trafficked. That was brutally devastating to watch. I was like, what the fuck? Eternals was kind of ass, but it was alright. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Spider-Man No Way Home, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Very nostalgic. I love the old Spider-Man coming back for that. Now, overall, I really love the Marvel movies. Let me know down below in the comments which is your favorite phase, which is your favorite Marvel movie. What do you guys think about Deadpool and Wolverine? I love that end credit scene where Deadpool shows that he was not lying. It's not his fault. He just said what the fuck Chris Evans was saying. And also, if you look to the far left corner, there is a screen that shows Gambit made it out of the void, just like how Daphne Keane made it out of the void. I think everybody made it out of the void. I think Blade is going to be played by Wesley Snipes. You heard it here first. Wesley Snipes is coming back to play. No, I'm just playing. Overall, right now, I don't know if it's recency bias, but this is the movie that I've watched the most of Marvel in theaters. Deadpool and Wolverine is a beautiful experience. Every time that I watched it, it went by faster and faster. I wish I was with the characters a little bit longer. Now, I really hope that Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine into the MCU. That would be amazing. Now, I wonder for the upcoming projects that are coming out. So, they focused on Comic-Con. They focused on the Thunderbolts, Captain America 4, which is going to have the Red Hulk. Both of those projects, I believe, are going to have the Red Hulk. Then they announced that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, but he's going to play Doctor Doom, which, holy crap, they have so much story potential with that, because he's going to have the face of Iron Man, obviously, for our characters, but he's coming back as a villain. I think we're going to see him in the Fantastic Four movie that's coming out in July of 2025, I believe. That's when that's coming out. But I think it's going to be like an Easter egg. And that's going to set up Avengers Doomsday leading into Avengers Secret Wars. And now, my thing is, if you watch Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I don't even think I mentioned that movie, but that movie was very good too. I'll give that movie a 7 out of 10 because it had so much to deliver that it didn't deliver on what I expected. I loved it the first time watching it, and then I loved it watching it again, but then I just kind of like it now. I'm like, it could have gave more. I don't like that they killed Reed Richards like that. But I mean, it gave good shock value. In theater, I was like, there's no way they're doing this. There's no way they're doing this. But Wanda was badass, I guess. Overall, that was a good movie. I mean, they did something different. It was kind of scary. right? There was a lot of horror elements from Sam Raimi, and I think, oh well, that movie ends with Clea coming in and telling Doctor Strange, "You stopped an incursion. I need your help to stop another one." Right? So we know that incursions are happening. We know that Deadpool needed to save his timeline because Wolverine died. He was an anchor being. Now my thing is, if anybody is familiar with the storyline of Time Runs Out, you know that Doctor Doom is going around collecting Molecule Man, right? Now what if, to make a bomb, right? Now what if instead of collecting Molecule Man, so obviously the MCU doesn't have Molecule Man, what if the Doctor Doom, that's RDJ, is going around timelines killing anchor beings, making them fucking die faster, and it's like causing incursions to die, or like not incursions, but when there's an incursion that's gonna happen, it causes that Earth to automatically just die off because that anchor being is dead. So what if Doctor Doom comes to our timeline, like in the beginning, Thanos came, and in the beginning of Infinity War, Thanos kills, and he's like trying to, well, not Thanos, but he sends his goons, right? I mean, Thanos kills half of like the Asgardians in the beginning of the movie. The other half got away on the escape pod. But that would show, like, I wonder if they're gonna take that idea. Maybe they're gonna kill, like, he's gonna show up and he kills Pepper Potts and Iron Man's daughter because he looks just like Iron Man. And they're like, Papa, Papa. But no, bro, it's Doctor Doom. I mean, there's so much story, but Spider-Man being like, "You're back," and then he's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm Victor Von Doom." And then I wonder how they're gonna set up the story. Like, is he a Tony Stark variant? Why does he look like Tony? Were his parents killed early on, and was he adopted, moved to Latveria? What's gonna go on? Is he gonna be like a Johnny Storm